Hello everybody! Welcome back to 17 Carat K-Pop and some of my favorite episodes of the year when I talk about the best of the best in the form of a fun guessing game. So, here's how it's gonna work. I'm gonna describe one of the finalists. I've narrowed it down from literally hundreds to a top 75. Then I'll narrow it down to a top 50 officially. So for now I've got 75-ish that I'm looking at for top 50 contention. So I'll describe a video on my shortlist for the best of the year. I'll pause, give you a couple seconds to try to guess what it is. This is extra fun if you play in a group, because then whoever gets the most points wins at the end. Give yourself a half point if you guess the artist, half point if you guess the song right, full point if you guess both. And then I will tell you what the video is. This is a better way to do recommendations too, because by the time people are done describing a recommendation, people are like, oh, that sounds cool, I want to check it out. What's it called again? So to avoid that, I'll just tell you at the end. So get ready for a viewing list, and you'll be able to check out the official order. This is a random order, but the full ranking and final selection of the top 50 will be available if you subscribe to the show's free newsletter, 17caratkpop.substack.com. You can pause if you need more time to guess between songs. Not many rules here, but feel free to comment your score in the episode description comment box if you're listening on an app that has a comment box. Alright, let's go! This artist did a lot with this video when it comes to a multiverse premise involving a sea monster, some ignorance is bliss characters who are just rocking out despite a monster, wreaking havoc on the city. This part of the multiverse made for quite a humorous chapter in their music video story that is ongoing. Stray Kids S-Class. This late summer release got such a beautiful video featuring everything from funny aquatic adventure scenes, a beautiful sunset, gorgeous hair. It was like not mermaid tails, but still mermaid chic, mermaid coated makeup and hair. Just so beautiful. Better Things by aespa. This video impressed me because it's about such a basic concept, but it was given such an interesting set of details. The ways that the symbolism kept transforming, like the lines of a crosswalk turned into the lines on a loading symbol on a computer, the way a flower helped show the passage of time by then wilting and becoming a bookmark, full of clever details. Wait by Dino. This girl group video, I don't want to describe too much because that would give it away based on the noun that is the title. But it's a very cute topic. The video is full of this item and features a very cute, just making you want to join in kind of disco dance party on the subway, and just other cute moments like filled with sparkles and giddy friends who can't control their excitement or jumping up and down together. Teddy Bear by Stacy. This video impressed me not because of the action, but the artful symbolism. The slow focus on just specific items and scenes, one at a time, to just show the many forms grief can take, or just processing a breakup can take, how varied that can be. That was really just brought home in a unique way. Dear My Light by Dawn. You know that super cringe scene in Camp Rock 2 where they go over to confront the rival camp while they chant Camp Rock and they do that weird clapping dance move that when we were younger, we all thought they ate that? Sorry, I get a bit of that energy from this video. I like it, but it has a little bit of that what are they doing mobile dance move premise. Like they know they look cool, but part of it is just funny and strange. Super Shy by New Jeans. Come on, you can't unsee the parallel. Although at least New Jeans had more of a point. The Camp Rock one was just, let's show them we're cooler. New Jeans was more like, let's try to be flirty, but also quiet and shy about it, but with a flash mob, so we're alone in a crowd. It's an ironic, smarter delivery. This one has one of my favorite girl group choreographies of the year. It's just so cute, the hand-holding, in a line together, and they just have such a blast in this video with their Wild West vibe, dancing on the tables and down the street. Both so cool and so cute. Les Seraphim, Unforgiven. Another girl group. They released so many videos this year, you'll just have to guess the group, and you can get a full point if you guess right. I'll describe them kind of all at once. They really just covered everything. A narrative, an aesthetic one, a mix of the two, like with the messages on the literal signs on their outfits and behind them in one of the videos. They went for quite a range this year of different looks, premises. They explored a lot to visually results that exude it girl. I'm leaning towards either way, I Am or Kish, but we'll see. This one has such great live theater energy, this theatrical flair to this real-time acting kind of intentionally exaggerated emotional outburst. It's a pep talk in mobile theater performance form. Fighting by BSS featuring Lee Young-ji. This video drew inspiration from Billy Elliot and showed the main character taking on a bajillion different identities and showing off a very TikTok-ready dance move between identity theft incidents. Rover by Kai. This video, in an ongoing girl group series about trying to find a missing person, was a very intriguing addition to the story, because it seemed like they almost found her, but they declined her call, bringing up some interesting possible interpretations. Like, are they intentionally prolonging finding her to keep this story ongoing? There could be a really deep point there about enjoying the journey even more than the destination, or maybe just trying to avoid, for as long as possible, confronting someone because you have to apologize to them. It's an ambiguous, interesting addition. Yunoya by Billy. I picked two of these artist videos. They have to go together because they're kind of parts of the same story. This male solo artist released a story that seems pretty boring unless you really stop to really think about it. Everything seems intentional in hindsight. Like, what does it mean that he's running a library or bookstore, post office, somewhere people come to get books and packages, so everyone he meets gets to leave smiling with this invitation to a new world, whereas he is stuck there in one literally dark space. And what to make of the scenes where he finally leaves this big but kind of ominous dark place where he seems to work and live. When he enters the world beyond, what do we make of that? And what led him to make it out as diamonds fell out of his pockets? He didn't take the wealth with him, but I think he just found what makes him feel like a truly free and rich man. Woods with Abyss and Journey. This video is pretty graphic and intense, so watch with caution, but it's very intriguing. It mixes kind of a Wild West outlaw premise with an apocalyptic one, a thriller full of action. I kind of summarize it as the plot shows winning a battle, but not the war. SOS by Kane Daniel. This video from one of my favorite people ever, who I talk about a lot on this show. He released such a fun video that shows him taking on different roles, and as he cosplays, he kind of dances through life. It's just a feel-good video and lets him kind of wear many hats, which is always fun for a big solo debut of sorts. Shalala by Taeyeon. This girl group video is one of the most rainbow-colored, beyond eye-popping videos of the year. Very colorful surroundings, an interesting juxtaposition to a video they released around the same time with a darker dress code and a performance focus. It was more of a performance video, but I count it as an official video. But then they went back to their bright, colorful selves and had a very cute girls' night in. We Are Young by Tribe. Probably, honestly, I may have to make 3 of one artist videos winners on this list because they're all so connected to a giant sprawling narrative involving 2 main alter egos, but also some middlemen, sidekicks. One alter ego story he tells chronologically forwards, the other in reverse. So the video order is telling a story, then follow-up videos tell you what happened in the lead up to the last chapter. It is so clever and just so brilliantly carried out, over-the-top, bizarre, can't-look-away material. DPR Ian, Peanut Butter and Tears, Don't Go Insane, and So I Danced. So I Danced is the Emerald City bank heist fiasco. Peanut Butter and Tears has the interesting flashback and over-the-top moments of joy that can't last. Then, So I Danced, which if only one could make the cut, it would be that one, is such a capstone, peak drama, peak activity, peak action, peak plot development, the crucifixion of one alter ego. It's just so gripping. I can't do justice to it by just summing it up. This is a simple K-drama-esque story with just sweet romantic gestures. The other main song, that was treated like a single, had really cute animations that matched the style of his previous work. So a cute cartoon video, and then this K-drama-esque one. Dio, Somebody. This video from a girl group, I actually wrote a whole essay about on my Substack because it really is full of really thought-provoking social commentary. The girls are members of this club and try to follow a set of 10 rules for life, which, long story short, don't end up as planned. And it's a smart example of when you critique something with that thing. You use that thing in a weird, kind of ironic way, pointing out how absurd it is by actually utilizing it. You expose something in a new light. That's what they did. Girls' Capitalism by Triple S Lovolution. Maybe I should have started with this one. A nice, easy beginner. You'll know right away what this one is, because this girl group is just so specific in their storytelling. They have such cute, innocent, sweet, angelic moments. Like, let's have a tea party. Let's play Cat's Cradle or other games together. But their videos always also have such a fun, evil undercurrent, and sometimes murder. Red Velvet, Chill Kill. I always compare this solo artist's work to a kid's TV show, and that's a very overt, intentional choice. The sing-alongs, the puppets, the bright colors, the school play-esque cardboard props, the makeshift manufactured look of it all, the narrator, it's all meant to make you think of kid shows. So just give yourself a full point if you guess the artist, because I can't decide which video I will go with, but at least one has got to be from this artist, because his visuals are just so over-the-top, nostalgic yet new, and impressive how they tell his stories in authentic ways that are just so entertaining. Like, once you get past the bizarre flashiness and all the bright colors and other sources of stimulation, as a viewer, you get to some really root life lessons, like his portrayal of fear, loneliness, things like that are relevant to more than just little kids. So it's overall kind of speaking to the smartness of certain kids shows, the ways that they cleverly grab little kids' attention. But years later, you can realize while they did that, they used that attention to also show you certain morals of the story under the surface. I'm talking about Zior Park. I'm probably going to go with Hero in the Mirror or Queen or Bye Bye Bye, but we'll see. He released so many. This female artist's work is always also intriguing. You never know what it'll be. It's always very character focused. And this time she plays both the creator and the creation. She also released kind of mini short films and an epilogue, other parts of the story that just add to some confusion and just some interesting potential plot twists, like how the creator might actually be intentionally trying to be more like the creation or vice versa. So it's spooky and fun, but could also have tons of deeper between the lines reading. Stranger by Sunmi. Another female solo artist released a really gory, very unexpectedly violent video, but it has a point at the end. Her main character just seems like a vindictive assassin, but the way she's kind of looking weak at the end, trembling, not celebrating her victory in her definition, like without a moment of basking in the fire and the other havoc she caused, she doesn't have that cinematic movie villain victory dance. She just looks deflated, like she knows she did wrong. Her conscience prevents her from celebrating, but she tries but looks weak, and like I said, trembling and bruised. It's a really interesting way to show a villain aftermath kind of story. Topper Cliff by Kim Sejun. This video was such a powerful, moving portrait of what it's like to live with a mental illness or just in general, total psychological unease. Really powerful portrayal. Long story short, he tries to get back to himself, literally, but he can't get through the other side of the door to rescue his other self, who's grieving, who's losing it. And there's so much to read into, from the way he tries to climb up a wall, but obstacles keep making it harder, like it getting tilted more and more vertical, and it starts to rain. At the end of the day, though, he still climbed higher than where he started and stays close to the door to be there for his other self. So maybe it wasn't a lost battle after all. Maybe he can actually view this as a win, a personal win, not a loss. Amygdala by August D. This boy group always brings just such uncontained energy. And this time, no exception, it was an electric rodeo meets parrot sidekick having spectacle is the right word for the whole thing. Just so attention holding because their enthusiasm, confident grins, contagious. AT's Bouncy, aka K Hot Chili Peppers. This adorable love story shows a guy trying to infiltrate his past memories to basically revive that first love feeling, which has questionable results, but it's an adorable story before you realize it's kind of sad. In the present moment, he has no one. But visiting the past shows a very sweet puppy love unfold with a guy and girl who look really young, going on cute little dates, but acting like adults, going out to eat, driving together, going to the park together, moving in to their toy-filled house together. It's really cute. ICN greater than YVR. Yeah, that's a reference to going from Incheon to Vancouver. Not sure why it's not VYR, but not my story. By Big Naughty. This larger-than-life video features a message on screen at the beginning that shows you're in for a wild ride. 4 main rules to follow while watching the video, the last one being ignore what these rules said and do the opposite. So you're in for quite an action-adventure thriller with some Easter eggs, some new plot twists, and like I said, tons of action. Drama by Aespa. This video is full of just beautiful outfits, beautiful touristy locations, just so much beauty, beautiful dancing. She's the epitome of elegance. She has this cool choreography, and I can't say what it looks like because that would give away the noun that is the one-word title. Flower by Jisoo. This boy group, who I already talked about in this episode, released another special, complex story that merges different worlds and concepts and has them in a very meta position of being both narrators and protagonists, stars of the show and audience members. The world is their stage. The lines between onstage and off, totally messed with and done away with. La 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 by Stray Kids. This 2-part story from a girl group offered a really nicely nuanced social commentary. Like, the first part made you feel like, oh, the story's gonna be, I learned I don't need plastic surgery or anything to change my appearance. I'm beautiful the way I am. But the next part's kind of like, well, but I'm still gonna be tempted to dress up and look like a stereotypical cool girl. So it's not a total casting away of feminine expectations, but it is a way of still having this message of agency. Allergy and Queen Card by G-Idol. This performance video has a male solo artist who wore a German poem on his shirt in the video with a message about never giving up, trying to unwind yourself from a metaphorical spiral, a spiral made literal through all the backup dancers. Set Me Free Part 2 by Jimin. This video is adorable, just so pretty, from their cute hairstyles to the glow-in-the-dark butterflies to the flowers that grow in this big heart-shaped building, a giant locket of sorts, and the city building lights themselves form their own little hearts. It's heart and flower filled and just so fun and cute. Moonlight Sunrise by Twice. This video took tons of inspo, clearly, from The Avengers, but it also clearly connected to this group's unique story, showing them dealing with magic, but having to deal with it in a new, grittier setting. Chasing That Feelin' by TXT. This 2-part video shows the group members in the role of kind of guardian angels, looking out for the main character who tells a story without saying a word. Really well acted. This love story of sorts, but it looks more like a story about independence if you watch it one version before the other. In the vice versa order, the interpretations you'll get probably change, although your interpretation of the painting featured prominently in the video might stay the same. Cool With You and Get Up by New Jeans. This video featured larger-than-life antics. The superpowers were out, but so was just flexing their dance skills in a group, and they performed at really pretty, historic sites. Fact Check by NCT127. A beautiful Princess and the Pea inspired story, a sweet fairy tale that's also a bit Narnia-esque as she attends this special banquet celebration as the main princess, the special guest of honor, in a wardrobe, like through a wardrobe into a dreamscape that matches the jovialness of the song itself. Voyage by Kim Sejun. There's an interesting mythological Zeus-ish subtext to the action in this video, which plays out partly in basically the heavens of the gods, partly kind of on Earth, but still a weird sci-fi alternate reality. A very dynamic video with the dynamic camera work to boot. It's made intentionally, I think, to be topsy-turvy. Holy Grail by NTX. This video found a lot of clever ways to show an addiction to using your phone and social media, added an interesting time loop concept, and managed to take a critique that is pretty common about addiction to social media and kind of just tell a story about it that hasn't been seen before, and didn't sound preachy about it because they too put themselves in that position. Like they're not better than us, above that addiction. Epic High featuring Hoshi, Screen Time. This video is part of the time showing confident queen behavior, and other times they do not have the upper hand. Invisible spirits seem to kind of lure them to this other world behind the door, and they seem to be on the cusp of a new ominous world. How long they can escape its clutches is up to interpretation. It's a very carefully curated visual story to go with their sinister character roles dressed up sweetly. Sweet Juice by Purple Kiss. This video is so many beautiful aesthetics, one after the other. Pictures of the starry sky, technicolor moments, moments where cryptic symbols steal the show, pops of color and textured surroundings are used so artfully to just make it such a visually immersive watch. The Milky Way by Cooing. A beautiful video with a fun reference you could go down a rabbit hole about to Proust, I think the author Proust, but I digress. It's also just pretty to look at, deeper meaning aside. They look suave, they stare dramatically, swoon-worthily into the camera. They've got great formal wear. They just look so sharp, and it's a gorgeous video. Perfume by NCT Dojaejun. This video literally takes this male solo artist to new heights. Like he's practically trying acrobatics with this one. His wardrobe also got larger than life, with an enormous hat and smart color contrasts and more prints. He's just more out there with the visual component to his work. Dawn by Kim Woo-sok. This video is quite cryptic and has just tons of blink and you'll miss it images. It's like a movie trailer in how many scenes are just flash before your eyes. And then there are flashes that keep your interest, that keep it really stimulating visually with the dance break. The storytelling is well done. Puzzle by SF9. This video shows off this female's two characters in her stories. One is a normal girl, one is a vampire, and she shows those visual setting and outfit contrasts clearly. It's overall a very vibrant, dynamic video. Knock by Lee Chaeyeon. This, to me, was a very profound way to show a toxic relationship and the way you try to escape its clutches. The video does not shy away from showing the pain of that toxic relationship, but it also has beautiful glimmers of hope, like the blink and you'll miss it moment. She turns into this cartoon butterfly, like she can finally escape the cocoon her ex trapped her in. It's a sense of freedom after pain. Taeyeon 2X. This video is discombobulating, presumably on purpose. It's a strange, mysterious story with inexplicable details like the underground lair, the flying debris and flames and flashing lights. What's going on? I don't know, but it keeps your interest. Roar by The Boys. This girl group, they're using their magic powers in some weird ways, giving a makeover to this new universe they've opened up. There are plenty of new twists to the story, but Easter eggs too. Dreamcatcher, Bon Voyage. This video features adorable adventures with a sidekick always either a Monsters Inc.-esque, cute, friendly monster, or the sidekick, the mini palm-sized version, basically. But either way, a cute, friendly monster makes sure that the main character never feels alone and just has the time of her life with fun, whimsical twists. Howl by Chew. This boy group has so much enthusiasm, so much energy. They seem to alternate between two main premises, which goes with the this or that title. Two different options. One is a comic book realm. The other is 4D, the quote-unquote normal world. Ready or Not by Gravity. This two-part video, two videos that tell the same story. One is just showing a bunch of bad behavior, bad choices in life. The other shows context, not to excuse the bad behavior, but to just add an interesting layer to it, to understand who people are, why they do what they do, and the importance of thinking about why people do what they do, at least as much as what they did. Kiss of Life, Bad News, and Nobody Knows. What's going on? This has no plot, it's just weird for the sake of weirdness. But trust me, actually, if you think about it, it's deeper than you think, and at the same time not. It's a really funny sense of humor that the video has showing just how much nothing means anything. Like life is literally what we make it, what we define it to be. And what's fake could be a reality. Like who you're hanging out with, that's not a mask, that's just his face. This background, that's not a picture, that's a real sunset. It's really as wacky yet kind of deep, but joking about how it's deep but not deep. It's light and fun, but also deep about what makes something deep. A very unique sense of humor that matches the songs. Golden Hour by Mark. This video has so much to look at. Beautiful cherry blossom trees, kimonos, performances with scarves and swords, the full moon, the all-white outfit they changed to. They really command your attention visually. Dystopia by Kingdom. I'll have to pick one of this subunit's releases. They've released several cheeky videos this year. One is very sitcom theme song-esque, where they wave to the camera and switch places into different sides of a split screen. The other shows them as like a traveling performance, going from one theater set to another, like they're in on the fact it's all an act. Mamamoo Plus, Gigi Bibi, and or Dang Dang. This video is so climactic and filled with blood, fire, snakes, people surrounding him, closing in on him, people, the scariest part of all. And it's really interesting when the light flashes, because whenever there's a glitching moment, a rapid flash, suddenly something will turn 2D and then 4D again. Like you're forced to question what's real in that nanosecond. Definitely keeps you watching. Blank Effect by Park Ji-hoon. This video, similarly, is from a male artist who makes you question what's real and what's not, what's an act, what is your reality. He has this mad gleam in his eyes, kind of an evil laugh, the demeanor of someone going a little crazy and reflecting on this mad, mad world while he's trying to escape it, but also kind of just accepting it and not escaping it. A lot is carried out through this video, not through an overt plot as much as things like his facial expressions. The acting makes the next level. Psycho by June. This video, full of Easter eggs and new thought-provoking symbols, like the fact the porch swing is freeing, represents freedom, joy, maybe childish innocence, but then they're tied down by ropes, like the ropes that hold up the swing. Interesting juxtaposing symbolic value abounds. And it's just so visually striking with this heaven and hell contrast and acting in the choreography that really brings home the theme of the characters in the story of kind of meeting a judgment day. Sacrifice, Eat Me Up, and Hyphen. In this video, the members play characters who control mini versions of themselves. It's a clever twist on kind of a voodoo doll concept, affecting their surroundings. Besides the interesting real-time world building, the video is just so visually remarkable. The purple sky, but filled with dark smoke, The butterflies and flowers contrasted with the graveyard style. It's quite a straight out of a movie level of drama. Loser by AB6. Part of the story's action is just normal, real-world stuff. The other is a mini CGI world that exists in a suitcase they drag behind their car. So basically, it seems like they do have the world in their hands to do what they want with. Not in the same kind of voodoo doll way I just described, but in some ways they do have agency over the other world. And in both places, they keep your interest. And you'd think, given the boy band name, their concept would be pretty cut and dry. But they've stayed pretty interesting. But Sometimes by Boy Next Door. This story has levitation, gorgeous pearl-adorned, beaded outfits, a regal wardrobe, a dark gothic vibe, meets a regal one, meets a superpowered one. It's magical, it's true to their lore, very fantasy story-like, that just has great choices camera work-wise. The way the red light flashes over each member's face in rapid succession, you'll know it when you see it, it's a cool effect. That moment at the start of the second verse with that dance move by that member, the one I think we all noticed first. Whether he became your bias or not, I feel like we all saw him and thought, who's that? Before the others. I'm talking about Nikki from N- and the video, Bite Me. This video I simply cannot describe without just giving away what it is. There's no way you would not guess it unless you've been under a rock all year. No skipping stone, pun intended, or tinnitus. But anyway, TXT Sugar Rush Ride, beautiful video that really connects to the whole music video world that I've written so much about on Substack and talked about at length in past episodes. They really brought to life that euphoric Neverland that they were in that part of the story before falling back down to earth, a really rough fall in a dark pivot that we saw in Chasing That Feeling. They really did give a great visual for the whole premise. It made me feel the kind of satisfied I feel when a movie adaptation does a book justice. Their videos do the songs justice. Lastly, I'm not going to make you guess 17 ones, because you know they're here. Let's just talk about it. The best this year is Gotta Music. It's such a sweet message, such a happy, feel-good release where the world is all invited. From the littlest ant and snail to the fastest, biggest things, everyone is invited to rock out with them. It's a beautiful, inclusive party. So feel good and what they're all about. So big capstone moment to summarize their career and mission. Second place, I'll have to pick Super, because that was their second best video this year with the just incredible choreography, the sheer number of dancers in sync, and the degree of synchronization, plus the subtle details, like saying lyrics like, keep going to the top, when the camera panned to Woozy on a perch. And don't get me started on how extra captivating it is to watch when it's performed live, like at award shows. Then, of course, FML had many clever nods to The Truman Show and was smart because it made me stop and reassess my whole life of 17 theorizing, realizing the entire catalog so far has been an homage to The Truman Show in some ways that I outlined in essays on my site. Now for a rapid-fire round of honorable mentions. Here's what to check out if you want just pretty aesthetics, something nice to look at, and or full of chic outfits. aespa's Spicy, Vix's Amnesia, Madness by Moonbin and Sana, Sour and Sweet by Bam Bam, Baila Conmigo by One Us, Slay by Everglow, Bubble by Stacy, Galileo by Kepler, Anything by Rolling Quartz, their style is great, OOTD by Dreamcatcher, Beautiful Liar by Monsta X, great symbolism choices, ASAP and New Jeans, both by New Jeans, Deja Vu by Lim G, Cherry Talk by Triple S Crystal Eyes, Cupid by 50/50, Beep Beep by Jessica, Playground by Lunate Wave. It just makes me nostalgic. These videos, very focused on that throwback aesthetic in different ways. Black and white, or just kind of like through a grainy TV set, or a slow motion montage of film. It all goes so well with his old school jazz focus. Loco by 3i, Festival by Sandra Park, and Kickstart by I Chillin'. The videos to watch for the beautiful vacation inspo or just the setting envy. Beautiful surroundings. Shoes videos, hitchhiker and underwater. And hoodies video for sailing. If you want cute, super happy, contagious upbeat vibes, they abound in Broken Melodies by NCT Dream, Cheat by Crush, Jungkook and Jack Harlow's 3D, Icons, You, and Tantara, that back and forth dance battle of sorts, so fun. Crazy Form by ATEEZ, DJ by NCT 127, Rockstar by Jay Chang, Lucky by Kim Jae-hwan featuring Bobby, and feel good ones for the reunions, like the Luna one in Heejin's video for Algorithm, and Chanyeol's with fellow EXO members, Good Enough. For the choreography, check out Untie by MVs, a personal best. Good Day by Weekly, they went way harder than they had to. Devil by the Window by TXT, and Back for More by TXT. And Jungkook, Standing Next to You, he really channels that Michael Jackson-esque swagger. For just plain weirdness, if you want very strange, inexplicable antics that will just leave you puzzled but intrigued, if you just want something different, try, like I said, the work of Zero Park for sure, Yeji's videos, Zyker's, especially the debut Tricky House, Super Kind, especially the newer one, Beam Me Up, but moody too, Yun Posse with Macaroni Cheese, Mimi Rose being quite the strange villains in flirting, Minat with his 6-part AI-enhanced video experience, Digital star Apoki, who honestly has a few songs that are better than they have any right to be, but I digress, and NMIX, because what they do is always quite bizarre. Sometimes that gets a thumbs up for me, sometimes not, but definitely an acquired taste worth considering. Other narrative reasons to check out videos. Lots of drama, action, suspense in the Nexus short film to go with Yuno's reality show era. Ambiguous symbolism in How Can I Get Your Love by Ru Soo-jun. Quite a puzzle of a chronology with BI short films. A fun zombie killing meets Powerpuff Girl level oopsie cuteness, like they're innocent, in Summer Comes by Oh My Girl. The 2-part underworld involving strange story, Cherry Blossom and Drowning by Bobby. Epex with the elevator from another planet, a magical place I guess, Sunshower. G-Idol with the unique sneeze and turn into a different person concept for I Do. August D carrying out a hit on himself in the high stakes Hagum. Immersive visuals that are always one of a kind from ID Earth. Hwang Minghyun showing off his hidden side for Hidden Side and the intriguing lie detector themed teasers. Six's on-brand drama, Save Me, Kill Me. Rad, R.A.D, with Kidult. Espa with I'm Unhappy, lots of social commentary apparent. MC&D's Odd Venture, indeed, lots of odd adventures in store. Jungkook and Lotto's video for 7, so funny. He's just so likable, singing when he's literally dead. At his funeral, still singing. He's just the one to pull it off. A real, not here to play by the rules, wrecking Disney Channel level villain havoc on their school. 8-turn with Excel. Classic bounce in their step despite living through a blizzard. In Tempest, Dangerous. A charming matchmaking service for a strange furry client with P1 Harmony's Fall in Love Again. More love stories in My Ultimate First Love by 10 Centimeters, Happiness Index by Liwoo and Yuju, and a love story about self-love in Hwasa's I Love My Body. Lastly, Keys, Good and Great, had some teasers put out first that kind of threw people, making them think the story would be about being in a Groundhog Day scenario, when the real video was more like not panicking about Groundhog Day, but just loving it. Just loving life, loving your job, loving your life outside of your job, getting the world to love it too. Good vibes all around, gratitude. It was a nice psych with the teasers. But also struck the balance, not being so much of a psych to the point where it felt like, hey, that wasn't fair, you totally threw us for a loop, that had nothing to do with the story. A few more you must check out for just a bunch of reasons, story-wise, smile-inducing-wise, cleverness, often a combination, just ones that deserve some love. Hands Up by NCT New Team, Dalala by Yuju, Heartress by Niju, Karma by Pixie, Primrose by Primrose, Guilty by Taemin, Next to Me by ATBO, Seven Heaven by Purple Kiss, Hocus Pocus by Billy, Move by T5, Taxi by Jo Yuri, and The Flash by Kwon Eunbi. So many more I wanted to talk about and nominate. It's already been so hard just to narrow it to this many, so stay tuned again for the full official ranking and review when it's out. 17caratkpop.substack.com. Thank you all for tuning in. I will talk to you all again very soon with more of my best of the year picks. Bye everybody!